They ask us to simply graph y equals a variation of the sine function. Sine equals 1/2 times x. All they've done is multiplied the argument x by 1/2. Okay, so we're going to use the steps that we just talked about to do this. The first thing we need to do, we'll start off step 1 with finding the amplitude. Okay, but we want to have the form y equals a times the function, which in this case is sine of parenthesis k times x minus b close parentheses plus c. The amplitude, capital A, will be equal to the absolute value of lowercase a in the cloud. But the problem is we don't know what that function looks like in that form, so we're going to rewrite y equals sine of 1/2 x in the form of y equals a sine k times x minus b plus c. Now look what I've written. Y equals 1 times sine, parenthesis 1/2, factored out of parenthesis x minus 0, close double parenthesis plus 0. Now, you tell me, is that the same as the function they gave us? Y equals sine of 1/2 x? Yes, it's the same. It's just written very carefully, like the cloud. So now I can identify all the parts. The a value is equal to 1. The k value is equal to 1/2. The b value inside the parenthesis is 0, and the c value outside the parenthesis is also 0. Okay, now the amplitude is the absolute value of a, which is 1. So the absolute value of 1 is 1. The amplitude is 1. 1. That's half the stretch, the value, the vertical distance. That's half the highest minus the lowest. Step 2. The old interval of interest. Well, this is a sine function. So you know the old interval of interest is between 0 and 2 pi. It's specifically 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2 pi. And that's true of the sine function and the cosine function, by the way. Okay, so from that, we are going to determine the new interval of interest. The new interval, now to do this, we start with the same extreme. On the left, we have 0. On the right, we have 2 pi. So we have 0 less than or equal to k times parenthesis x minus b less than or equal to 2 pi. So the 0 and 2 pi are still there because they came from the old interval. But in the middle, we're going to put k times parenthesis x minus b. Well, what is k? K is 1/2. We just did that. And what is b? B is 0. So this is 0 less than or equal to 1/2 times x minus 0 less than or equal to 2 pi. Now we just need to get x alone in the middle. Okay, so we have 0 less than or equal to 1/2 times x less than or equal to 2 pi. Okay, to get x in the middle, we have to end up with x in the middle alone. All we have to do is multiply all 3 regions by the LCD, which is 2. 2 times 0 is 0, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 4 pi. That's the result of multiplying all 3 regions by the LCD, 2. Okay. So our new interval of interest starts at 0, ends at 4 pi. So the initial x value is 0. The final x value is 4 pi. Okay, now that'll help us answer step 3, the new period. The new period is the maximum x value 4 pi minus the minimum x value. It's 4 pi minus 0, which is 4 pi. So our new period occurs every 4 pi intervals. Now before the original function, it happened 2 pi. Every 2 pi. But here, with this variation, it happens every 4 pi. Step 4, the old key points. The old key points for the sine function, let's make it on a table x, y. The x values are the familiar 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, and 2 pi. And their y partners we know as 0, 1, 0, -1, 0. Okay, so those are the old key points. Now, those values on the x column are called x old, and the values in the y column are called y old. Now look at where I'm pointing. I'm pointing to a new set, which I actually have written here. I've already done them, and I shouldn't have. I wanted you to see, where did those x values, new x values, come from? X new equals x old divided by k plus b. Okay, what is k? What is b? K is 1/2, b is 0. Okay? So the y new values are a times the y old values plus c. But what is the a value? The a value is 1. And what is the c value? The c value is 0. So above each of those, I've written the new x values are 2 times the old x values plus 0. 2 times the old x values plus 0, because k was 1/2 in the denominator. dividing by 1/2 is the same as multiplying by 2. Okay, so how I got those values is I took the old value, I multiplied it by 2 and added 0, and I got 0. Take the other old value, would be pi over 2 is the next old value. Multiply that by 2 and add 0, you get pi. Take the next old value, x equals pi. Multiply that by 2, add 0, we get 2 pi. And then similarly, we get 3 pi and 4 pi. Then the y partners, you take the old y partner, multiply it by a, which is 1, add c, which is 0, you get 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0. Those are our new ordered pair key points. Now take those ordered pairs from the x and y columns and graph them for your new graph, and we'll be finished. The first ordered pair is 0, 0. The second ordered pair is pi 1. The next one is 2 pi 0. This is xy. The next one is 3 pi negative 1, and the last one is 4 pi 0. And there in the box you have a picture, a perfect picture of our new graph, y equals the sine of 1/2 times x.